are right now is at one of our debris drop-off centers for the vegetation. And this is for our contractors. As you can see in the back, we have over 100 trucks just from our contractors out running, picking up debris. That's including household and vegetative debris at this time. But this is also a drop-off for residential. And I can say that I dropped off my residential yard waste here, kind of a neighborhood effort. We cleaned a couple of the yards in our neighborhood over the weekend and brought it out here to the 22nd Street, which is just north of Sly. When I came out on Sunday afternoon, there was a very small fraction of the debris that you see behind us. So the team is really working hard, and they're getting a lot of this debris picked up. In addition to that, we have 32 of our in-house trucks, and those are the trucks that have the claws and have the ability to pick up. They're all assigned geographically. Larry will go through the actual details of that, but so far they have picked up 150,000 cubic yards of debris. So to put that into a perspective that I can understand, that is about 800 very large truckloads full of debris that have been picked up so far. We've had the focus on the household debris from Helene first, and then that was the majority of the household debris. And as Larry will let you know, people will bring debris out to the curb. We'll pick it up. They'll come out for a second round and sometimes a third round. So there won't just be one sweep. We're going to continue sweeping these neighborhoods. Palmetto Beach is done. Davis Island's done. And when I say done, that means the vast majority first round pickups have been done. A lot of South Tampa still have some pockets in South Tampa, in Port Tampa, and along the eastern side of the Hillsborough River. A lot of times, a lot of our community has forgotten that the east side of Hillsborough River flooded in some instances. So you can bring your vegetative debris for free, the community can, to this park at 22nd Street, north of Sly. You can go to Gadsden Park, which is on the dead end of South McDill, or McCabe Bay Disposal Complex, and that's out off of 34th Street. All of those locations are free. So if you want to help out your neighbors and get that debris up and out of your community a little bit quicker, we support that 100%. So as I said, we have a long way to go. We set the timeline at 90 days. That really is FEMA's deadline to get all of our debris, both household and yard waste, picked up in 3 months. And we have no doubt, I hope Larry's not behind me panicking, we have no doubt that we're going to be able to do that in 90 days. But we also need the community's help to be able to accomplish that. Now I'm going to bring up Director Larry Washington.
And thank you, Mayor. Truly appreciate the support. And of course, the team does as well. So I'm Larry Washington, the Director of the Solid Waste Department. As the Mayor mentioned, again, thank you for her support. We are making significant strides in terms of collecting household debris and vegetative debris as well. As we transition from household debris to vegetative debris, we're asking you to do us a quick favor and take advantage of these drop-off sites. The 22nd Street, Park right here, and of course, Gadsden. And as a reminder, it is an all hands on deck effort from the city of Tampa in general as a whole. So we have over 150 boots on the ground personnel consistently collecting waste, whether it's debris from your house or debris from the streets and the trees. We have team members working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to collect all the debris that's curbside. And like the Mayor mentioned, in less than, we're roughly, where we have 20 days, we've collected over 150,000 cubic yards of debris. In addition to contractors, so our contractors have been a great help In less than a week, we've increased our contractors from roughly 20 contractors to over 100 contracted helpers, haulers that you can see behind me right now. And again, our teams are working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to collect your household debris and, of course, vegetative as well. Now, as we continue to run through the routes that are currently assigned to our teams, which we use police grids. So we use police grids to help us clean up each sector of the city. And then with that, we check it off on our debris collection map, which you can find on the City of Tampa Solid Waste page for access to find out where you are in your collection process, whether you're complete with the first pass, as the mayor mentioned, or we're going into your area next, or it is in the works as far as getting scheduled. Now, we've come across a few challenges thus far, and I want to remind the public that the faster that we can collect or the faster that we can make these adjustments, the easier it is and the quicker and the more efficient process it will be moving forward when we collect your waste. So please do us a quick favor and make sure that you have no obstructions. So that's vehicles in front of the piles. So we need 3 feet clearance. So that's on either side and in front of the pile as well. We cannot collect waste over your vehicles. And I don't believe that you want us to either. Debris placed underneath power lines or any overhead obstruction, so trees, power lines, we do need for you to ensure that those piles are not underneath those power lines or trees. It slows us down, so then we cannot use our big trucks that you see in the back with the arms, with the claws. We'll have to hand collect those piles, which takes a great deal of time. In addition, like I mentioned before, mixed piles. So please separate your piles. You have your vegetative piles. You have of course, your household goods, and then your appliances, those 3 piles, and 3 feet of clearance, of course. And lastly, if we are actively collecting, let's say we're using our grappling truck to collect your debris, please do not walk up to the pile and add more. It is very dangerous for you and for us as well. Again, I want to reassure you, I want to circle back and say, please make sure that you separate your piles. If your piles are separated, it provides for a quick and efficient process in collection. And lastly, please stay patient with us. We're collecting the entire city, not just pockets, not just the hardest hit areas in the city, but the entire city. And a collection process of this magnitude just simply takes time. However, we are dedicated into collecting all of this waste within the 90 days. So I will conclude my time and thank you.
All right. Before I bring Abby up, just want to reiterate some of the points that were made. One, everyone can go on to tampa.gov. I believe it's /debris, and you can see the map. And it shows, as Larry said, the areas that we're actively working in and those that we're going to get to. And just so everybody knows, because I get calls every day about my neighborhoods being ignored, we have the city divided up and we have equal amounts of contractors and city workers in everyone's neighborhood. So again, we're getting this done as quickly as we possibly can. And I also get a lot of calls from individuals who say they can haul debris. You can go onto that same site, tampa.gov/debris, and the process for signing up as a contractor is on there. And that's very simple process as well. And then you will be organized through solid waste, and they will assign neighborhoods for you to work in. So this, again, is an all hands on deck. Larry talked about how the debris pickup is happening for 12 hours a day, but the debris hauling is going on 24 hours a day. We're not just bringing all of this debris to a single location. It needs to go in some instances to a landfill, needs to go in some instances to recycling. So there is a lot of activity that is going on 24 hours a day as we try to get our entire community cleaned up. So to talk about the permitting process and the steps that we're taking to expedite that, we have Administrator Abby Feely, and I hope those weren't her notes. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning. We know that and understand that everyone is really eager to get back into their homes and to get their homes repaired to pre-storm conditions. And saying that, we have waived permit fees, and we have also want to go over what work within your home does not require a permit. So a couple things just to start off. When you are seeking to make repairs in your home, we are advising that you make sure your insurance company has come out, they have assessed the damage, you've had your adjuster come. You don't want to start on anything before you have that information documented. And then you want to ensure that you're using a licensed contractor, and you can do that by going to myfloridalicense.com. You don't want to use an unlicensed contractor to repair your home. So making sure that they're licensed ensures that they're bonded and there's protections for you if work does not get completed, etc. Next, you do want to obtain three estimates on the work that you are getting done in order to ensure that you're getting competitive pricing on the work. Watch out for contractors claiming to perform any work with leftover supplies or anything like that. You want the work that is done in your home, this is one of your largest investments, to be done properly. And lastly, in relation to this, please never pay the full cost of your repairs before the repairs are done. Please also do not pay a huge deposit on them, because you don't want somebody walking off with your money or not getting the work done. So we're just advising as to that. With the state emergency declaration, the governor has allowed for contractors from out of state to perform work within the city, within the state of Florida actually. So if you have an out-of-state contractor who has approached you to do work, or you have approached an out-of-state contractor, that is fine in this case. They do have to pull permits. In addition to that, they must provide their state registration from the other state. Also, proof of workman's compensation and liability and property damage insurance. So if you're using an out-of-state contractor, again, that's fine, but please make sure that you have the proper documentation of their registration in that other state. So in relation to what work needs a permit, there's some work that typically does not require a permit, and that means it doesn't require one now. So if you have to rip out your flooring and replace it, you're replacing your soffits or your fascia, if you are repairing your fence, your cabinets, countertops, like for like, if you are replacing that, that does not require a permit. In addition to that, we've added 2 small areas of repair that we are allowing to happen without permits. That is drywall repair of 24 inches or less from your floorboard. That drywall typically has not, or that water at that level has not impacted your electrical plugs and sockets. If you had water above your electrical plugs and your sockets, your outlets, we are advising that you're going to need probably an electrical permit too, because you don't want to go back in your home and start plugging things into plugs that have had water intrusion, and that will require an electrical trade permit. A lot of the permitted work that requires a permit, we have same-day permitting, HVAC change-out, hot water heater change-out. Those trade permits are same-day permits, so don't be concerned about the length of time it's going to take to pull that permit. We're going to get you there. In addition to that, the mayor has waived permit fees associated with storm damage repair. So we're not going to burden you with getting the permit and then charging you for it. We want the work that's being done in your homes to be done safely and properly, so that when you go back next year for your insurance renewal, etc., you can show that the work was permitted, and then it will not be an issue with the insurance companies. So those trade permits, roof repair, electrical, garage door replacement, HVAC, hot water heaters, replacement of doors and windows. Some people did have front door, back door damage from water, the doors swelled. If you are just replacing the door portion, not the framing portion, you do not need a permit. If you are replacing everything in its entirety, you do need a permit. But again, we're here to help. The permit process is all available online, and those permit fees have been waived. Lastly, we are offering a service through our Q Up Tampa where if a homeowner wants to show us their damage, they're not sure what they need, you could create a virtual appointment, log on, one of our plans reviewers will meet with you virtually face to face, and you can use your cellular phone or iPad to take them through your home, show them the damage, and ask them, what type of permit would I need to repair this? And they will be able to provide that advisement to you. So, thank you. This allows us to really provide a service in the home. We don't have to send inspectors out to you, but we can be there with you and help you through that process. That's all I have. Thank you.
And we can't underscore the importance of ensuring that you're dealing with licensed individuals during this recovery from Helene and from Milton. It's very, very important. Also, the state attorney general, Ashley Moody, has a lot of information on their website talking about price gouging and nefarious groups that are out and will be out, always unfortunately come out in situations like this. But we want everybody in Tampa and the Tampa Bay area to be able to rebuild safely and appropriately. We don't want to see anyone suffer through the storms and then be taken advantage of by unscrupulous contractors or carpenters. So we will open it up for, the Attorney General's number is 1-866-NO-SCAM, 1-866-NOSCAME, or 1-866-966-7226. And also, you can ensure that people are properly licensed and ensure that the myfloridalicense.com that Abby referred to. So we're going to do everything we can, again, to help you get back up on your feet, making the permitting process as easy as possible. And we are working hard to get the debris out from in front of your homes. And I just want to once again encourage anybody that wants to bring the debris out themselves to do it. Like I said, I did it last week. I don't want to discourage anybody. It's a bit harder than it looks on TV, but it is a great project for your neighborhood to get involved in and a way to work with your neighbors to help everybody get back up on their feet. All right, let's open it for questions. Well, I'll let Larry talk about it because I like to say all of this is going to be recycled, and that's not the case.
Yes, they are. So I'll answer both questions. So in regards to what's going to happen to the debris, so the majority of the household debris is going to be, well, all the household debris is going to be brought to landfills. So at the tail end, once we collect everything, once we get a lot more waste collected, well, actually, we're currently hauling to 2 different locations, which are landfills in the general area right now. In regards to vegetative debris, there's multiple options for us, but the majority is going to a landfill. Some is being recycled, as the mayor mentioned. Yes, so it's mulch. So it's mulch on site, and it's brought to these recycling facilities where they take it and then do what they need to do from there. We don't control that process of it. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, so recycling was suspended for last week. Right now, we're actively collecting recycling. So we're back to collecting recycling. So and we do have a recycling drop-off point at our McKay Bay facility as well. So if we ever have to suspend it in the future, then the citizens can elect to come to our McKay Bay transfer station where they can drop off their recycling for free. So we had to focus on the garbage collection. It was so heavy post-storm. since we had to suspend it from Thursday to Friday, since we had Hurricane Milton barreling down on us. So the piles were so, well, not the piles, but the cans were so heavy that it slowed down our collection times tremendously. So we weren't able to collect all of the city without suspending recycling. No problem. And in regards to the question that was asked to the left, so citizens can bring their yard debris here. They can bring it here right now. It's currently open here or on the Gadsden location as well. If you have just general yard debris, you can bring it to the transfer station, the McKay Bay transfer station. So all of our storm-related debris comes to one of our drop-off sites, and then all the regular yard debris can go to our transfer station. Again, that's for free for City of Tampa residents. Mm-hmm. So the timeline, currently we're working through the first set of grids. We just plussed up with a majority of our contractors. So once we get to the end of this week, we'll be able to give you a potential timeline. But collection process as of this, just like other municipalities, it's hard to give a set timeline. And currently we still have individuals cleaning out their homes, especially the ones that were affected by the rise in water off of the river. They're pulling things out of their homes right now, so it's hard to give a quick gauge if we still have debris making its way curbside. Hmm. Hmm. Well, honestly speaking, so it's always going to be to the wire. That's how this is across the board, across the country. But we are determined to get everything up before our 90 days peaks.
All right. All right. Thank you, guys.